When I was younger, I was a big basketball player in upstate New York, and I started realizing like I gotta try to make some money, and so like I can't do basketball is not gonna be forever, and so when I was in high school, I was giving basketball lessons to just the kids in my community, which was a great easy way to make a couple bucks, and then I moved into things like power washing, which I think every entrepreneur out there has done, and I did a little lawn mowing and realized that I wasn't really cut out to mow lawns all summer. And then when I got into college, I started doing social media marketing
Hmm.
and just coding websites. And so I became pretty proficient in some of those marketing strategies, like running Google ads and meta ads, just all on my own, just for different companies throughout the community near my college, which was a really cool experience for me. One of the things, one of the feedback loops that I would get from our clients or from prospects that maybe said no to working with me was that it was difficult for them to understand where the ads were being sent and also what the value that they were getting out of just posting on Instagram or just posting on Meta, which
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I think there's a lot of value in that. But when you're
Hmm.
looking to spend your money as efficiently as possible, and let's say you post on Instagram and you're in Florida and someone in California likes and comments on your post, they're probably not going to be a buyer if you're a brick and mortar business in Florida, right? Because it's hard for
Right.
them to buy. They don't even live there, and so I was thinking through, how can we, make marketing a little more efficient. I finished up school and was working for a company and thankfully stumbled across, my now partner and friend John Reams, who, was very, very heavily involved in geofencing, when it first came around, about 8 years ago. And he was working with some very high level companies, Six Flags, YMCA, and
I remember Six Flags.
yeah,
I
yeah.
used to go there when I was a kid.
Oh, Six Flags is so cool. I went there
Yeah.
too. And so he was working with them and, he started educating me on the power of geofencing and what it's like to use, that type of technology in marketing, explaining that, it's a tough, thing to use. It takes a lot of capital to get access to technology and data like that. And I just decided, if I'm going to start, a company and I'm going to make a real impact, I want to make an impact in a industry maybe that has a bad connotation. And I think marketing does a lot of times. I think a lot of people will, sell themselves here and only deliver here. And that gap often, rubs people the wrong way. And so, my thinking was, well, if I could help people target smarter with the marketing, get a better sense of who the ads are being seen by so that they understand their audience better and can deliver a return, I think we can make a real impact there. And so that's kind of, the journey from where I first started in as an entrepreneur all the way into where I got into geofencing about a year and a half to 2 years ago.